Hello, welcome to Stamp Designs with Denise. I am Denise Johnson, an independent demonstrator for Stamping Up, and I am coming to you from Bedford, New Hampshire. I'm sorry, I took my, did not put my contacts in today, and I feel like I'm squinting or something. I need my glasses to see. And without my contacts, I really need them, so I'm going to put them on. I thought I could do this without them, but apparently I can't. I don't like not being able to see and having everything blurry. So I woke up this morning. I was just tired for some reason, even though I slept really good last night, and decided to give my eyes a break and not wear my contacts. So you get me with glasses today. Please like my videos. If you comment or share them or like them, it helps me continue to bring these free videos to you and share my crafting ideas as well. So you can visit my blog, stampdesignswithdenise.net, if you want to have any of the measurements or see additional pictures of the projects that I am creating today. So today I will be using, I will be making cards, and then I will also be making treat boxes using the Love You Always treat boxes. So I will show you how to put these together, and then the cards will match, and there are 10 boxes in each package that you can get. And there'll be links on my blog for all the products, and there will be a link in this video so you can get to my blog to get all that information. And again, that was stampdesignswithdenise.net is my blog. If you have any questions at all, I'm always happy to answer your questions about the products I'm showing or the cards. If there's anything that you need from me, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. If you are a customer of mine and you place an order during the month, I always send out a PDF that contains exclusive projects and cards for that month as a extra bonus for placing an order with me. So I hope you consider doing that. So I'm going to get my camera here flipped around, and we will get started. I'm doing Easter, did I say that? I'm doing cards and treat boxes for Easter, but of course these projects can be used for any occasion. You know, spring is happening here soon. The weather has been changing and getting nicer here, and so we're all ready for some flowers and green grass, and for spring to be fully upon us. So let's get this flipped around and we'll start having some stamping fun. So let's get some of our housekeeping out of the way here. The Hey Chick and Hey Birthday Chick bundles are still available. I have learned that the Hey Birthday Chick bundle will be carrying over into the new 2021-2022 annual catalog. So those will be continuing on. However, the Hey Chick bundle is only available until June 30th. Here is a card I got this week from one of my team members in a swap. So the chicken here is from the Hey Chick bundle. The sentiment and then the dies are from the Hey Birthday Chick bundle. So super cute card. If you're interested in those can be ordered at any time now. And then an update on the butterfly bouquet, which includes the Butterfly Brilliance Cling stamp set, the Brilliant Wings dies, and the Butterfly Bijou Designer Series paper has been all sold out, and they will not be refilling that. It was only going to be available until May 3rd while supplies lasted, and so that has been discontinued when it sold out. So you can no longer buy the Butterfly Brilliance collection, which included that. However, the Natural Touch specialty paper is still available, and that is while supplies last until May 3rd. And then the Butterfly Brilliance bundle will be carrying over into the new annual catalog. So if you don't get a chance to purchase it by May 3rd, it will be available for the next year. It's always a good time to join Stamping Up. If you'd like more information about that, I have a link on my blog with frequently asked questions, but I am also happy to speak with you about this and answer any other questions that you may have. Just getting the 20% off your purchases, and being a discount shopper is a great reason to be a part of the Stampin' Up! Family. Met with my team last week virtually, and here are some of the swaps that I got from that. This uses that wreath builder bundle, really cute little Easter card. This uses that dragonfly bundle. It's a little bit of a fun fold, also very cute. And then there's another Easter card. The He Lives sentiment is from the mini catalog, and I forgot, I meant to look up where the cross and the Bible came from, and I forgot to look that, but that's in the annual catalog. Okay, let's get to some of our stamping fun. So, as I mentioned, we're going to be making cards with matching treat boxes. So I am going to, this is the way the treat boxes come. They are 8 in a package, and I am going to show you how to assemble it. It took me a little bit of a couple of tries to get it done. So right now I'm just folding over all of these score lines so that those are all done. And you can use your bone folder if you want a crisper seal on any of these. So what I did first is I am going to fold in the sides. So the tabs on the end get folded in, and then these sides get folded in and down. Like that. Let me see if I can move this out of the way so you can see. So the tabs go in, and then this gets folded over and tucked down in like that. And then this shorter side will go down in. It's got this little bit of a tab in there. Gets folded down like that. And so then this is the bottom of the box. This comes in, and it will snap into place where that little slit is. So that's how you make that bottom of that box. And then the cover is actually very easy. It's already put together, and it just slides over. So that is how all of our treat boxes go together. And then we will decorate them to coordinate with our cards. So for our card parts, I have my thick basic white 8.5 by 5.5, and it is scored at 4 1/4. For our card, I have the Flirty Flamingo, and this is 5.5 by 3. And I have a piece of the basic white that is 5.5 by 2. And then for our treat box, I have Flirty Flamingo, and this is 2.5 by 3 7/8. I have a piece of the Brights Designer Series paper, and this is 2 3/8 by 3 3/4. And then I have a basic white that is 2 inches by 3.5. So let's get our stamping done. I'm going to stamp the front of the card part and then the front of the treat box at the same time. Let me just bring in a piece of paper here to protect my work surface. And let's see, make sure I'm in camera here with my parts. And oh yes, I did want to mention, so our retiring list came out this week for the annual catalog, for the 2020 annual catalog. And these are the in colors that we'll be retiring: Rococo Rose, Terracotta Tile, Pretty Peacock, Seaside Spray, and Purple Posy. So the items that contain these colors always sell out. And so you can find the link to the retiring items on my blog, and I will also post it in this video. So if you are interested in any of the retiring items, some of them are discounted. up to 75%. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage of that. But if you're interested in any of these retiring in colors, the sooner you order, the better, before they sell out. Okay, let's do some stamping. So we're going to use the Timeless Tulips, which is in the annual catalog, and it will be carrying over into the new catalog. And this does come with a coordinating punch, which punches out the big tulip. And let me grab it to show you. So it punches out the larger tulip and then the larger leaf. We're not going to be using that today on our card, but it is part of a bundle if you want to buy both with that Timeless Tulips. The colors we're going to be using today are Granny Apple Green, Daffodil Delight, Mango Melody, and Flirty Flamingo. We're also going to be using some of the Artistry Blooms adhesive backed sequins for our bling to add our sparkle. So let's get to stamping. So I'm going to create sort of a row of tulips across here. And I have stems, and then I'm using the open tulip and the closed tulip, the smaller one, not the larger one that punches. And then I have some of the leaves. So I started with my Daffodil Delight. And put that there. I'm going to clean as I go along. I have a brand new chamois. Isn't that nice and clean? I decided today was the day I got rid of that old stained one and switching over to new. So let's see. Let's do Mango Melody next. And then we'll do a Flirty Flamingo one. So I'm just switching back and forth here with my different colors. I'm cleaning in between. Let's go back to the Daffodil Delight. And let's see, Mango Melody. And then for our top of our treat box, I'm going to do a Flirty Flamingo, and we'll do a Mango Melody here. Okay, those are all our flowers. And then I have the sentiment from this. While I have my Flirty Flamingo out, I'm going to stamp the sentiment. This is from the Timeless Tulips. It says, Happy Easter, Happy Spring, Happy, Happy Everything. So we're going to put this down on our card base. I put all my flowers away. I've gotten all of those stamped. And now we're going to move on to the stems and the leaves. And we'll do those in the garden green. So there's two different stems. So I'll just alternate And then we'll come back in and we'll fill in with our leaves. And maybe we'll get some of these fatter leaves in here as well. Missed a little bit of that leaf. There we go. And maybe just a little bit right there in that space. So that is all of our stamping. And then, of course, you know, not everybody sends out Easter cards. And so you really could make this for any occasion. The tulips are just very springy to me. And I like the colors, nice bright colors. So with this, I dropped it in my ink. So this is going to be our front side. And I'm just going to, this is an old technique, just give some texture to this front part and just slowly, carefully rip it towards you. And it kind of gives it that nice jagged rustic edge. So I'm going to apply my tulip panel to the front of this. And here's my tape. And I'm going to leave a little bit showing up at the top. And then what I wanted to do for this is I have some of the white baker's twine. It's from the Snail Mail Twine Combo Pack. The other color in there is Blushing Bride. And so I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail because I want to tie a bow, but I'm going to wrap this around about 3 times just to add some texture down at the bottom of this, and then trim that, and we'll put in a bow. And even out my tails on that. And then I like to come back on the back and just put a little bit of tape just so that they don't slide off in transit. And now I can attach this to the front of our card. And as you can see, my by taping it to the front was a little bit loose, so I pulled on it and tightened it up so the loose part is now in the back and the front is nice and tight and not saggy. And then we can just attach this right here on the front. And our card is done, and now let's get the rest of our box together. So what I wanted to do with this actually was make it, I might have stamped up my tulips too high. I wanted to use this scallop tag topper punch to make it into a tag. I wonder if I can do this. I think I'm going to punch into the flowers. So let me rethink how I want to make that since I can't make it a tag. You know what? I have this corner rounder and I have this detailed trio punch. So I think I'm just going to round the corners on this. And so our Flirty Flamingo layer is going to get attached to the top of our box. And then we'll add in our Designer Series paper. And I'm going to use this little punch there to put a hole in the top of my tag. Let's see if I can make it so it looks like it's even on both sides. And I punched my hole. And we're going to use some of that twine. So we've got some goodies here. Let's see what we want. Okay. It's a pretty good size box. So, you know, you can put a lot of different things in here. I've got some of these little Ghirardelli bunnies. I'm going to put in my treat box. Close that up and use our twine to hold our tag on. Let's see, maybe wrap this around a couple of times as well and do a bow. Trying to put that out of the way so that then that's what we're going to use to tie our bow on. And so there we go. There's our treat box with our goodies and our matching card. Sorry, my camera is moving while I'm filming this too. I gotta tighten that. And there's our first project done. So let me get cleaned up and we'll get started on our next one. As I was cleaning up, I realized that I forgot to add my Artistry Blooms sequins to our project that we just created. So I added those in. They come in 4 different colors, and so I chose the more orangey yellow ones to put on my card and on our treat box. So they just add a little bit of extra sparkle and brightness to this project. So we can get started on our next one now. We're going to be using the Oval Occasion stamp set, and that coordinates with the double oval punch. So one of the punches is scalloped, and then you just have the solid oval for that. And I'm going to be using this little bunny stamp set, and it doesn't have an Easter sentiment with this set, so we're going to be using a wish for everything. And this also has 2 sentiments that are good for the inside, sending Easter wishes to someone very sweet, and may the beauty of Easter fill your heart with hope. And then we'll be using the happy and the Easter for our sentiment. So again, we'll be decorating a treat box and making a coordinating card. So I have the card base is 11 by 4 1/4. It is scored at 5 1/2. And then for our card, we have Just Jade, and this is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. And I'm using the Designer Series paper, which comes from the Playing with Patterns. So I'm using this purple posy pattern on here. These are all the different designs that come in this. It's 6 by 6. So I've cut my Designer Series paper, and this is 4 1/4 by 2. And then for our card top, again, we have the Just Jade. And sorry, I put my measurements away for the treat box. So the cardstock is 3 7/8 by 2 1/2. And then the Designer Series paper is 3 3/4 by 2 3/8. So that will be for the top of our treat box. I have a piece of the basic white that is a scrap piece of paper. I have 2 pieces of ribbon that we're going to use for a bow, and this is the 2020 in color Just Jade. And then we're also going to use some of our stamping blends to color in our design. So I have Just Jade, Petal Pink, and Purple Posy for that. So let's stamp our bunny scene first. So I'm going to put this here. And normally I would stamp 2 of them, but I've already got one that I punched out just in the interest of saving time. So this one we will punch out and then color in. And then my second one for the treat box is already done. So let's see, we're going to start with our bunnies. We'll color them in Petal Pink. So I colored in with the lighter shade of the Stamping Blend, and then I came in with the darker shade just to add a little bit of shading and texture on our design. So those are both done, and then we are going to stamp our sentiment on our card base. So as I said, I'm using the Happy and the Easter. So I'm going to stamp the Easter first, right down here on the bottom, just a little bit over from the right side, and then put my Happy above it. And that was in the Just Jade ink. And then we're going to layer these. And I'm going to use some dimensionals to pop up our bunnies. Let's see, I have my box already put together, and we're going to stamp our sentiment on the inside. So I'm going to do Sending Easter Wishes. We'll do that in the Just Jade ink. And put that right there. So then we're just going to design our box for the same, but I am going to add some rhinestones to the front. Let's get it together and then we'll add rhinestones to both of them at the same time, because we need to add our sparkle. So I'm going to layer that on, and then we'll layer this on. Pop up our bunnies again. And we do have our ribbon, so we're going to tie our bow. And I will use a glue dot to attach that to the front of the card, and then one to the front of the, we're just going to tuck that right in on the side like that. And another glue dot, and put that in there, and let me grab my rhinestones. There, now we've got our sparkle, and let's grab some of our treats. Here we have some of these Reese's Pieces eggs. I think maybe only 2 will fit. Yeah, we'll put 2 in there. Give this to my husband. He loves Reese's. My kids do too. And there we go. So actually I do want to show you, this is pretty easy. You just push from one end and pull out on the other end. If you wanted to, what you could do is use a 1.5 inch punch and sort of punch a little half circle. So if you're going to do that, you need to trim these tabs a little bit because it's too bulky to punch with them in there. So I folded it like that, and then you can come in and you can do a little bit of a half circle. Fold it back over, and see, because I trimmed those tabs, you don't see them now. Close it back up, and now when it's closed, sort of have a little bit of a handle to pull it out. So there's those 2 cards, and then I did want to show you, because I was trying to create a bunny, and I thought these oval punches would make cute little ears. So I did come up with this card using just different punches. So this is, I wrote it down. So these are the oval occasions. This is Blushing Bride, and then Basic White. This first circle is the 1.5 inch circle punch. And then this body is the 2-inch circle punch in the basic white, and then I use the small bloom punch to punch his little tail. And then I just added a little bit of the Blushing Bride around the edge of that. And the paper comes from the Flowers for Every Season. And then I wanted to do a blue box as well. And so this uses the Pool Party, and then the Designer Series paper is from the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. And so for this one, I actually used my Take Your Pick tool, and I poked a hole in it and used some of the braided linen trim, tied a knot, and so I made a little pull tab on that one for that box. So I just wanted to show you how you could make a little bit of a, make a bunny out of using the different punches. So I'm not going to demonstrate the card. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think, but that's a good way to use up all your punches and create a bunny. So let me get cleaned up here, and we will move on to our next project. So I did wanted to show you, I was playing around with this design and stuff, and this is actually the card that I made first before I decided to use the Designer Series paper. I had used the small bloom punch, and I punched out a whole bunch of these blooms in the purple posy and attached those to a basic white layer. Trimmed it down on the sides and stuff. And so those are my 2 different cards, exactly the same layout, just playing around, and you can change it up any way you want depending on what you have on hand to use. So I just wanted to share with you my second card with that layout. So our next card is going to be using the Snailed It bundle. So we're going to be using the snail dies. Actually not doing any stamping on this card, but this is a bundle in the current mini catalog. I really like it. I think it's a lot of fun. The little snails are really cute. In the suite, there is this Snail Mail Designer Series paper. So our card is going to be using some of these mushrooms, and not sure how Eastery you feel that mushrooms are, but you can make it into any type of card that you want, and you don't have to use the Easter theme like I did. So our parts are going to be our basic white, thick basic white card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4. And then for our card front, we have the Daffodil Delight, and this is 4 by 5 1/4, and then the Designer Series paper is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then this is one of the dies from the snail dies that I used, basic white. I have 2 of those. This is going to be for our treat box, and then we're going to wrap the whole box. So this is 9.5 by 4, and then we're going to put a little piece on the inside, and this inside piece is 3 7/8 by 2.5. And then I have all of these elements that I die cut, and then I also have some of the mushrooms that I fussy cut out of the Designer Series paper. And then for our sentiment, we're going to be using the dies from the Word Wishes dies. So it has a lot of the holidays: Valentine's, Thanksgiving, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and there is Easter. So I die cut these out in their Bermuda Bay, and I have the adhesive sheet on the back to make it easier to adhere to my project. So it's going to say Happy Easter. And we're also going to be using the Snail Mail Twine Combo Pack, which is in the basic white in the Blushing Bride. So this is just, so these are the parts. These were the die cuts from the word wishes, and then these were the die cuts from the snail dies. So we're just gonna layer these. And then our little square is going to use dimensionals, and let's use the bigger ones. And we will stick that on the card base, and then we're going to start using some of our cutout elements to create. So I do want it to say Happy Easter. So I think I'm gonna put that one there and maybe put our happy up above here. And let's put in some of our like that. I think that's what I want to do. So these adhesive sheets are really nice for doing these small detailed things. And let me pop up my centers. So the weather here in New Hampshire has been extremely unseasonably warm lately. So I am hoping that it stays that way for Easter, which is in less than a week, so that I can have a couple of my relatives over, because we'll be able to put a table outside and sit outside to eat. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that, and then spend part of the holiday with some family that we haven't been able to spend time with recently. So let's get these attached. It looks like I have a little bit of the adhesive sheet on the back of my mushroom here. So just use a little bit of glue and get these stuck on. Oh, and we had our heart too. We were going to put our little heart on here. So all the colors I used are in the Designer Series paper. We have the Bermuda Bay, the Real Red, the Blushing Bride. That's Bermuda Bay again, and then that's the Daffodil Delight. So let's design our other one. For this one, I think I'm going to use some of these mushrooms that I had cut out from the Designer Series paper, and maybe get a bunch of these in here. like that. Okay. So I'm not gonna layer it. Okay, let's start with the big one in the middle. And then we're gonna tuck that one in. Maybe if I use a glue dot. This one also had some of that adhesive sheet on it. There, so I'm not doing a sentiment on my treat box, so you don't, you can use it for any occasion that you would like. And let me get these put away. Save those for another card. And then, so for this one, I'm doing a full sheet and wrapping it all the way around my treat box. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to use my Seal Plus, because this is a much stronger adhesive. And since I'm going to be moving the box and folding it, this will adhere. So I want to just get it as straight as I can between, so that when I wrap it, it stays, lines up all the way on the other side. So I'm going to do it this way and hope, yes, that lined up really good. Doesn't always happen for me the first time around. And then we will fold it the other way and crease those other ones right like that. There. Now I adhered the bottom of it to the box, so it's not going to slide off. It's going to stay on there nicely. And then I had cut this one so that it would fit right inside. So it's just sort of cute when you open it up. You see the outside pattern carried over to the inside. So again, all my measurements for all of these will be on my blog, and it will be linked to the video. So there, that goes right in there, and then this will go on the top here, but we are going to use our baker's twine. And I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times and then make a bow. So let's get this trimmed there. And we can use our dimensionals to pop that up on the top. There we go, and let's see what we have for some snacks. We have some Reester bunnies. So, like I said, these boxes hold quite a bit, so you can get a lot of treats in there. Mix and match your treats. So there we have our card in our treat box. So So as you can see, it's pretty easy to match up your boxes. Just carry your design from your card over to your treat box, and it makes a cute little gift. So let's see if I can get all my other ones out here. So again, that was using the snail mail, and then this was using the oval occasions, and this one was using the timeless tulips. And then this was my extra bonus one that I had made using the, wait, can you get them all in my video? All the punches, the circle punch and the oval occasions punch. So again, all measurements, pictures will be on my blog, so that if you're interested in creating any of these, you can find links there to my online store to buy the products. All the products will be listed. And if you're placing an order, I'd appreciate it if you used my March host code. Any orders over $150, you should not use the code, and you can take the Stampin' Up! Rewards for yourself. And remember to leave a little sparkle wherever you go.